Good evening, everyone. It is Tuesday night, April 9th, 6:32 p.m. This is a meeting of the Bolton Advisory Committee. All right, we have only 3 items on the agenda. I think this will be fairly short. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so first item is our review of the Bolton Financial Policies document. I'm hoping this is our last review and we can vote on this tonight. And then from here, we'll hand it off. We'll present it to the select board. So at this point, all of the documents have been updated in terms of changing selectmen to select board. The hyperlinks have all been fixed and some of the documents have been superseded by other documents. So all that's been changed. There were a few minor typos. And there are 3 content changes that we can review in a minute. Before we do that, does anyone have any general comments or anything they want to get out on the table? Okay, if not, I will share the document. If I can find it. All right, here it is. Okay. So like I said, just 3 content changes, and I'll just get down to those so we can talk through them. Okay. All right, so the first one is in this policy, the capital planning policy. And the change here is that, and we've discussed this before, but the town used to have a capital planning committee. That committee was dissolved and the functions were transferred to the town administrator, the advisory committee, and the select board. So I removed all references to capital planning committee in this section. Okay, everyone good with those changes?
Sure.
The next change was on page 11. So the real change in this is the financial reserves policy. The change here was there was some wording that was a little unclear. And after discussion a couple of weeks ago between this committee and the select board, the suggestion was made just to kind of remove the language that was a little unclear. And so now the sentence says, to achieve this, the town administrator shall propose budgets with conservative revenue projections and department heads shall carefully manage their appropriations. And we just left it at that.
Yep.
Everyone okay with that?
Looks good to me.
Okay. And then finally, in the forecasting policy, there were some suggestions to, let's see, to add a line. So this policy is about forecasting, and this section is about revenue guidelines. Revenue will be reviewed annually, which we already do, and the results will be presented to town officials to start the budget goals process, which we already do. This just puts it in writing. So that was one change. And then the second change, the original document talked about the use of one-time revenues. And so that is, for example, if the town had some property and sold some property and then had some proceeds from that. And originally, priorities were established and how to allocate those funds. And when last time we discussed this a couple of weeks ago, we settled on removing explicit priorities and just saying we will consider the following categories, but not explicitly prioritizing them. And so the categories haven't changed, but we did change cash capital budget, which sounded a little confusing, to capital purchases and projects.
Okay.
So the big change really is we eliminated the prioritization.
Right.
Everyone okay with that?
That's good with me.
Sure.
And one other change in this section. The policy said town departments that charge fees shall annually review their fee schedules. And the suggestion was to change this to review their fee schedules at least every 2 years. So annually if you want to, but at least every 2 years. And that's it for content changes. Anyone have any comments, more changes, things you don't like?
What's the status of the disbursements and reconciliation discussion that I presented or that I submitted?
Yep. So in terms of the language in the document, we haven't made any of the content changes.
Right.
And your suggestion that we should consider those things and discuss them, I think we can certainly address separately, but
Okay.
is not captured here.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. No, I don't want them to drop off the radar.
Right. Okay. If everyone is good with this document, is there a motion to approve the updated Bolton Financial Policies Manual?
I move we approve the updated financial policies manual.
I'll second that.
Okay, roll call. Don,
Aye.
Craig,
Aye.
Bill,
Aye.
Greg,
Aye.
and I'm an aye as well. All right. Okay, excellent. So next item is just a quick walkthrough of the slide presentation that I'll present at town meeting next month. So I just want to show you in advance what I'm going to show everyone else. Okay. Here we go. So the first slide is just the summary of the operating budget. We have the 24 operating budget and the 25 operating budget at 31,139,149, which is an increase of 6.8%. Then we get into the total expenditures. So this includes capital expenditures, and you can see the 24 numbers and the 25 numbers. And this is an increase of 8.2%. So this is the revenue slide. Talks about where we're getting all of our revenue and what percent of the total revenue is represented by all these various categories. And all of these numbers are found in the spreadsheets that we've been looking at for months. So this slide is an overview of all those expenditures and where everything's going. And it's organized by largest to smallest percent of our total expenditures budget. So education's on top, and then salary and wages, other operating expenses, and then you can see it goes down from there. This is how the whole operating budget breaks out and what fraction goes into what portions of the budget. And then this is just the numbers that correspond to that previous pie chart.
One
and
thought
so-
on, sorry, Bob, go ahead, finish.
No,
your
no, go ahead.
One thought on this, I was just wondering if maybe we sorted it by, in descending order on percent change. So have debt service first, general government second, et cetera, et cetera.
I can certainly do that. It's organized now the way the spreadsheet's organized, but
Yeah.
I guess it doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
Nanashka, do you see any concern if we change it?
It's in the order that it's in the budget and the warrant. I don't know if
Right.
that matters.
I think it might become more confusing by rearranging it.
Well, I mean, part of the reason, one of my thoughts was that the debt service is the biggest percent increase. And there's nothing that any of us can do a darn thing about that at this point, sort of thing. And just to kind of drill down on that, what's going on in the 6.8. But that's, it's my perspective. I don't, this is,
Yeah.
I understand why he did it this way, and I don't say it's wrong.
Yeah. Okay. I'll reorganize this and see how it looks. Reorganized.
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, so then this is a review, just a mention of the three financially related capital items. And I'll discuss a little bit about what these are going towards. So that 115,000 is our first of three payments to replenish the stabilization fund that we used last year. And we took 345,000 out of the stabilization fund. Article 6 allocates 138,000 to increase our FY24 reserve fund to pay unanticipated expenses for the rest of this fiscal year. And then the last one is to fully fund the Forbush Mill Road Bridge Replacement Project. And Jenny, I just wanted to confirm that I have the article number correct now, because I think there was some renumbering. This was Article 12.
I don't have the warrant in front of me right now. We did lose the street acceptance article. If you give me a minute, I can pull it up on the website and let you know.
Oh, I can check it out too.
Nanashka, you don't have one handy, do you?
No, unfortunately.
Yeah, give me just a minute. I'll check.
I think the one
Jenny-
we dropped was 10.
Jenny, it agrees with the warrant that you sent out, and that the slides that I did were Article 11.
Perfect.
But,
Thanks, Randy.
Awesome. Thanks, Randy. Okay, good. All right. So then we get to the two slides at the end. So these are our financial policy targets. These are not mandates, but it's what we have tried to achieve every year. Certified free cash is within our goal of 3 to 5%. Free cash balance heading into the next fiscal year is right at where we want to see it, 350K. The overall reserves is below our target of 6%. The 5.1%, it assumes that Article 5 passes, first of all. And then it's yellow because if we continue on our strategy to repay the stabilization fund by next year, it'll be up back within our 6 to 10%. Debt service payments are only at 3.9%, so that's good. And then the one that's not so great is in order to get the budget to close, we have only been able to fund 100%, 9% of our OPEB contribution, where we would like to fund 100% of that. And for the past several years, we have funded OPEB at 100%. So
I know
going forward, we'd like to return to 100%, and we'd like to repay what we were not able to pay in FY 25.
Yeah.
Go
Do we
ahead.
have,
No, I was just thinking that'd be a great thing to add.
do we have any hope at all of doing what you just said?
I think
Um,
we could fund whatever the ADC will be, but I'm not sure I would promise anybody that we're gonna pay back. I think we should just go forward and whatever
Hmm.
the actuary says to put us back on track, we do that.
So you don't think I should make mention of trying to replenish the?
That's just my personal opinion, just.
So the other piece of information we have is the OPEB report that actually Ninotchka has and showed to me where we have, I'll have the numbers for town meeting, but we had something like 8 or 9 years worth of liabilities already funded. So we have time to recover from this.
Yeah, we're in good shape, especially comparatively to other communities.
Okay. And then the last slide, take this slide with a grain of salt, because I am still waiting on confirmation from the assessors on my on the FY 25 numbers, which was, my attempt to sort out these numbers, and I'm no expert. So anyway, these may get revised.
Does this include, I'm sure you'll be asked this because it's such a big jump, does that include the new high school?
Yes.
Okay.
It includes the total debt exclusion, including the new high school debt.
That's why the big jump. Yep.
Yep. Okay, and anyway, that's it for slides. Any other questions or comments on those? If you think of anything in the next couple of weeks, feel free to let me know by email too. These aren't due for another 2 weeks. Okay. Great. So last item is we've got a couple of transfer requests from Randy. So let me pull those up.
Sorry to make your evening. Sorry to be the only one on your list tonight.
No, that's okay. That's why we're here.
Excuse
Thanks
my
Thanks for joining.
trying to speak tonight. I'm having difficulty speaking.
Okay, so here's the first one. Can everyone see this? This is for 30,000.
This is the proverbial building department.
Okay, and so this is
I think
for cleaning expenses, right?
Yeah, the biggest unexpected expense in that department is the cleaning of the town buildings. It runs about a little over $5,000 per month, starting in October. So that was the biggest unexpected hit to our budget.
Okay.
As you can see, the budget is currently in the negative about $1,100.
Okay.
And we have bills that are going in this week amounting to a little over $6,600. So
Okay. All right, so that's the first one. And the second transfer request is 23,000.
is the transfer station. In April of last year, excuse me, the vendor increased the disposal costs for municipal solid waste by 26%. Of course, April of last year, the budget was already set, ready to be voted on town meeting. So we're seeing a hit in that line item for that 26%. In addition, this past year, we had to order plastic trash bags, pay-as-you-throw bags, twice. We ordered some just after the first of the year, 1st of July. And then again in January, we had to put in another order. And that is truly an unexpected expense. And I'll tell you why. To date, residents have turned in orange stickers. Over 21,000 orange stickers were turned in and swapped out for bags. And same thing with the green. They've returned and swapped out for bags 3,287 green stickers. That equates to actually, by the way, equates to a value of about $57,600 in revenue. But those two items of the increase in the tipping fee plus the unexpected having to purchase additional bags is really taking a big hit on that one line item. I think at the bottom of 433, excuse me, we're still positive, but we will be going negative very shortly. We're putting in vouchers, payments this week, in the amount of, wait a second, I got it right here, $14,252. The largest portion of which is the monthly fee for the trash disposal.
Okay.
So what I'm requesting is at least a reimbursement on the bags that we had to order, and hopefully that'll get us through most of the fiscal year. We may be close. Maybe it'll make it up in some of the other line items at the bottom, but we really need to. Yeah.
Right. So, so total, this is about 53,000 or so. I think where we are right now is that the reserve fund has $15,000 remaining in it, for FY24. Now, there's a warrant article to move 138,000 into the reserve fund, part of which is because we know some of these expenses were looming out there.
Yes.
But Nanashka, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think we can approve more than the 15,000 that we have left until we get to town meeting, right?
What you can do on the top one, because we know it was Donna's salary that's going to be paying for those cleaning.
Offsetting.
Yeah, on May 1st, we're allowed to do transfers in between. So as soon as May 1st rolls around, if the select board and you guys decide, we can just transfer that 30 from the wage line over to the expense line. So that'll save a little reserve fund, but yeah, you can only do what's in the balance.
I'm a little bit concerned what we're going to do in the interim to pay bills.
Wait.
So Randy, is there like are there bills we have in hand now that the 15,000 could go towards paying?
Well, I mentioned last month's transfer station, the trash bill was like almost $13,000, I think, something like that. I mean, it's a vendor. They provided a service to the town, a necessary service to the town.
Mm-hmm. Right, and that's an invoice that you're sitting on that you
Yeah,
have a hand
yeah.
to be paid.
I mean, same thing, with 190. I mean, if we, I don't know. I don't have a good idea. I don't have in one of my highway accounts. I don't have enough to pay that, and then wait till May and have to transfer it back. Because according to Notchka, it's already in the hole with $1,600, something like that, or $1,100. Excuse me.
But this one can be offset at least in part by the salary that ended when they retired.
Yeah, the 30,000 we could transfer May 1st.
Okay. So this one will net out as of May within 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
Right. As soon as we get
Okay.
that.
And Nanachka, is that the salary within 190? It's all within the same budget item?
No, it's in 421.
421.
Yep. So maybe at town meeting, you and the select board could sign that way, because it has to be done by both.
Okay. All right, so does this one have invoices that need to be paid? like,
Yeah,
for
we-
services?
We've got about $6,600, a little bit more than $6,600 in invoices to pay. The biggest of which is the cleaning bill, $5,040, I think it is. I mean, we can hold that. We could conceivably hold that to the beginning of May, because it's supposed to be an arrears billing. What gets paid in May is for April services, so we could hold that till beginning of May. But I just wasn't comfortable not knowing, moving forward, if we have to terminate the contract because we don't have an appropriation left, I need to know to do
Yeah.
that.
I think right after town meeting, I mean, I think assuming that article passes, we'll be fine.
Yes.
We can cover this. And then in addition to the transfer of the salary fund. Okay. So we're okay holding off on this one?
Yeah, I think so. We'll hold them till to the beginning of May.
Okay. And then this one,
This one we still have a little bit of transfer station. 433 is still showing a balance of 20,000, according to the report that I have in front of me. So that could also wait till May. I did not realize your reserve fund had been already knocked down to as far as 15,000. It's
Legal's killing us.
yeah.
that's that's a little scary, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is, because there could be other things in the next few
Yeah,
weeks.
like a truck burning up in a snowstorm.
Yes.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of unforeseen things that can occur. My goodness.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
what is it the opinion of the board then to hold these until your first meeting in May?
Well, Randy, if you think you can hold off till we get through annual town meeting and not put yourself in a bind, then I think we'll be in a better position then to cover whatever we need to cover.
Yeah, I'm comfortable with the buildings. Like Nanochka said, there's salary money left in that account because of we replaced an employee essentially.
Yeah, the money's
and
there for sure.
The transfer station, we're probably good till May as well, but no further than May.
Yeah. Okay.
They have them ready to sign, and that way we could mail out those bills as soon as it's signed.
I want to get this on your table anyway, so that on your radar, so that you know it exists.
Yeah. No, we
Dawn
appreciate
about
it.
it.
Yeah.
Talked to I think I talked to Nanochka about it a little bit before too. So
Yeah. Good. All right, excellent. So that's a plan. We'll do that, and right after town meeting, we'll plan on voting for these. I mean, in fact, we have voted like at town meeting before. We could potentially vote at, after the meeting adjourns, we could have a quick advisory meeting if we need to.
Okay, that sounds like a good plan.
Okay.
Hey,
And
Randy.
coming in the beginning of May too, in case I have to adjust any of these figures, I'll have a better idea how much it's going to be through the end of the year too.
Great.
Yeah, somebody's asking a question.
Yeah, Randy, is the sticker turn in done? I didn't have any, so I'm not aware of the policy.
People are still turning in stickers. They're still allowed to turn in stickers. Selectmen agreed to continue with it, but I think the majority of them are in. So, I mean, it's maybe a little bit premature discussion, but there was, some discussion on possibly looking at the fees for the stickers, fees for the bags right now, and it's going to be a really hard number to try and come up with because we just don't have good revenue because there was so many stickers out there. So it may take a couple of years to really get a good history of what our utilization is and what our revenue is. Anyway, that's something we're looking at for the beginning of next fiscal year.
Okay, thank you.
No, you're welcome.
Does anyone else have questions for Randy?
Take care of yourself, Randy. You
All
sound
right.
Yeah, don't make him talk anymore.
All right. Yeah,
It's a breathing issue. I apologize. It's a breathing issue.
That's all right. Thanks for joining, Randy. Okay.
No, thank you. Thank you, everybody.
All right. I don't have anything else. Does anyone else have anything to bring up in the
I just-
advisory committee?
A question, I had to drop out a while back. I don't know what we decided on, whether we're going to put in something about trying to catch up on OPEB next year.
Right. So Ninotchka suggested not committing to anything. Ninotchka, what do you think about me throwing out a comment of the OPEB fund is actually in decent shape for now?
Yeah, and just say we're gonna, get back on track next year. I mean, I would keep it, vague because,
Yeah.
who knows where we'll
Our
be next year.
intent-
I'd hate to commit to something that we can't do.
Yeah.
Right.
And to Craig's point, we have no idea how things are going to look next year. It could very well be just as challenging as this year was, and who knows?
Okay, that's kind of what I thought.
Yeah. Yes, I think I think it's been quite an accomplishment that we were able to get the budget to close this year, and we'll kind of take the small victory and see what next year brings.
Did you see that Groton and Dunstable did not approve their overrides?
Oh, really?
Oh,
And that 3,800 voters showed up to the meeting
wow.
in just Groton. Dunstable had 1,800, I think. But,
Yeah.
yeah,
A lot of
huge
people.
numbers, huge.
And what does that mean for them, Ninotchka?
They have to go back and redo the budget.
They
And-
have to start from scratch.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it's not a good position to be in,
And they have to have another town meeting before the end of the fiscal year?
right?
Wow,
Yeah.
that is cutting it close.
June 1st, they can't, June, whatever, they can't spend anything until it's approved, right?
You can do a 1/12 budget based on your previous year.
Ah, okay.
Not
Interesting.
good.
Interesting. Okay. All right. So we don't have a meeting planned for next week unless there's some emergency. But I expect we may meet once more before annual town meeting, but I'll send out an email and let you know. It's really based on on what transfer requests come in between now and then.
Right. Okay.
All right. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I move we adjourn.
I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Bye-bye.
Have a good night.
All right.